Hello, I'm Luca De Giglio, and this is the Web3 in Travel podcast, where you can learn about crypto, blockchain, and how the new internet will change travel.
Great news today. We launched a Web3 Travel and Hospitality Startups global competition, and the winners will get up to €100,000 in funding plus €150,000 more in Camino tokens. Since the beginning in 2017, the TRIPS community journey has been best described as let's go roughly in that direction and we learn along the way. What guarantees did we have this may bring to something valuable? None, but we humans are explorers. That's how we discovered new lands and went beyond the first caves, didn't we? The initial intuition was crypto will change the web at its core, thus everyone in the travel industry will need to adapt. Or in a more linear way, the whole travel industry lives on the internet. The internet is adding new features and evolving. The travel industry will need to evolve. This was 7 years ago, and this is still the main thesis today. Since the beginning, the most usual reaction to me saying, we are working on the intersection between crypto and travel was, so pay hotels in Bitcoin, right? This astonishingly still is what most people ask me. Pay hotels, or rather apartments in Bitcoin, was my thesis back in 2014. And for a few years, we accepted Bitcoin as a method of payment, but we stopped that when it became obvious it wouldn't work. Anyone who has ever spent Bitcoin to pay for something back then knows what I mean. You paid something worth $100, which is $10,000 in today's prices. I did this for domain names, a salad in Chiang Mai, and a few other things. And as Bitcoiners started to realize this and saying themselves, I am never going to spend Bitcoin anymore, that thesis died. Fast forward to 2017, and Ethereum starts becoming a thing with all the infinite possibilities promised by smart contracts, DAOs, tokens, and so on. Since my easy digital nomad before digital nomad's life abruptly ended with Airbnb doing what I did but just 10,000 times better, I had a strong incentive to come back to them. Hence the decentralized Airbnb idea, which encouraged me to create the TRIPS Community DAO. A few years later, that thesis died too. It was just too early because the tech nor the adoption were there. Today, we can safely say that the tech is ready, but the adoption is still not anywhere near to where it needs to be. We then entered a fun period of pure experimentation, first NFT booking in the world, first PFP in the travel industry, and so on. Then the crypto crash, loss of interest from the general populace, and the rise of Web3 in travel startups, a growing number of them trying to find an entry point in the travel industry. As we watched this, the question was, what next? I did not want to create a startup, raise capital, grow for the sake of growth, and so on. I was busy, the other TRIPS community members too, and we all had other things we were doing. And you see, no one has ever been paid by TRIPS community to work, meaning we need to do something else. Some of us got involved with other crypto projects and monetized the learnings. Remember the thesis, let's go roughly in that direction and we'll learn along the way. It worked. We learned a lot, and many of us sold that knowledge. And for me, TRIPS went from I have no idea what to do rather than that because I am hooked to interesting things only. So 90% of my time goes to TRIPS, the rest in crypto. Two, okay, they are paying me to do very interesting stuff in crypto and AI, and I am learning along the way, and I can bring back to TRIPS what I learned. So I'll give TRIPS 50% of my time. But the question remained, what's next for TRIPS? I always wanted to create something open and immutable, which everyone in the travel industry could use, like Uniswap. A travel protocol, one of the hopefully many protocols, which will be the foundation on which the travel industry will upgrade from its outdated tech stack. I had and have several ideas, but it never felt the right moment to start. Why? Because while the tech now is there, the adoption is not. If you want to believe in crypto, go to a bank and you'll come out angry and ready to sell your fiat money for some dog tokens, as they at least live in the 21st century on-chain. But what to do if you want to stop believing in crypto and time travel back 20 years? Go to a travel conference. Crypto is just not on their radar. Not that their radars are very functional, otherwise they wouldn't have let themselves be captured by the OTAs and other oligopolies. It's just that travel is an industry where you make money mostly for being in the right place. It's not dissimilar to extractive industries like oil, where what matters is that you have the oil. The tech will figure it out or call in some experts to do the dirty work. I am from Venice and I know this very well. When the masses are at your walls, desperate to get in, no matter how badly you treat them, you are not exactly losing sleep thinking about how to make their lives easier. You are thinking how to milk them to the max. It just did not feel the right moment to launch a protocol. More than once, we felt that we should do something just not to lose momentum. This is exactly what we did since 2017. Let's do something and learn. But at this point, we had learned, and while there is always something new to learn, we were getting demand for that knowledge. Until a certain moment, the demand was from outside the travel industry, until I got contacted by Beat Blaser, AVC. His fund Falkensteiner Ventures had already invested in some Web3 travel companies like Chain4 Travel, and he was looking at creating a fund dedicated to Web3 and travel. He is a listener of my podcast and thought I may be a good prospect to work with. I immediately found this interesting, mostly for two reasons. One, I can learn a lot. I have never been on the other side of the table, and perspective is everything. This is where we can add value as Trips community. We are uniquely positioned for that. Long story short, we are launching a global call for Web3 travel startups this year. And if we see that there are good ones, we may go on to raise a fund next year. Now, this is news, isn't it? The Tectris Global Call. Tectris is a partnership between Trips Community, Falkensteiner Ventures, NIA.VC, and Chain4 Travel. We are launching a global call for startups who want to build in Web3 in travel, raise funds, reach the travel corporate world, and get help. The semifinals will be the Web3 in Travel Conference in Umbria, Italy in September. Finalists will have most travel expenses paid by the sponsors. The finals will be in a location to be defined. The sponsors are Austria Werbung, the Austria National Tourist Office with over 20 offices worldwide, and Verkehrsbüro, a tourist group founded in 1917. Let's now talk about the Tectris investment thesis. I will read from it. As the web undergoes a fundamental shift powered by decentralization, ownership enabled by cryptocurrency, and cognitive functionalities driven by AI, the travel industry must embrace this transformation. Currently, the landscape is dominated by an oligopolistic structure rooted in 40-year-old technology. To address this, Tectris offers an accelerator program for startups aiming to innovate and thrive on a modern technology infrastructure. The Web3 shift in travel is a seismic structural change happening beneath the surface. It's invisible but inevitable. Look down, not up, to witness the tectonic plates moving. Opportunities of Web3 for travel. This evolution of the internet presents a unique opportunity for positive change and the creation of new business models. As we stand on the edge of this technological paradigm shift, it is crucial to recognize that the potential business models we can imagine today are just the tip of the iceberg compared to the vast possibilities that will emerge in the future. First, it promotes data openness, breaking down the silos that currently restrict the flow of valuable information such as reviews, calendars, prices, and descriptions. By making this data accessible to startups in a permissionless manner, rather than being controlled and sold through corporate APIs, we can unleash a wave of unprecedented innovation and creativity. Moreover, the power of tokenization enables untrusted parties to seamlessly coordinate without the need for a central authority. This paves the way for more efficient and transparent processes within the travel ecosystem. And moreover, the power of tokenization enables untrusted parties to seamlessly coordinate without the need for a central authority. This paves the way for more efficient and transparent processes within the travel ecosystem. Real-world assets, RWA such as bookings, can be tokenized and brought on-chain, allowing them to interact with the broader crypto ecosystem, including decentralized finance, DeFi. This integration enhances price discovery and liquidity, opening up a realm of new possibilities. Furthermore, Web3 empowers individuals by enabling them to own their digital identities and accounts rather than relying on centralized platforms. This shift toward user sovereignty will catalyze a flourishing of on-chain travel activity as users regain control. It will also incentivize them to trade on-chain in order to capitalize on the maximum value. they create, making it increasingly difficult for centralized rent-seeking platforms to extract and keep that value for themselves. This fundamental shift in power dynamics will drive a new era of user-centric innovation and value creation within the travel industry. Lastly, the emergence of blockchain technology will fundamentally redefine the role of platforms and corporations in the travel industry. Just as the internet dramatically reduced the cost of communication, blockchains will virtually eliminate friction and transaction costs, which are currently the significant pain points in the supply chain. Why venture capital and startups? We believe that startups and venture capital are the optimal pathways to studying new technologies and disruptive business models, offering return on investment far exceeding those in Web 2. The best investment opportunities arise in times when the rules are not yet completely clear and Web3 valuations are bullish. Connecting brands and startups. Tectris bridges the gap between brands and Web2.3 startups, making it easier for startups to enter the industry and for corporations to learn from and invest in these innovators. Strategic location. Switzerland has proven itself capable of creating coherent legislation for blockchain and cryptocurrencies, making it an ideal base for Tectris' operations, leveraging the strength of our founding organizations. Tectris offers multifaceted perspectives throughout the evaluation process and startup support journey. Launchpad for startups. Tectris serves as a launchpad for the startups it invests in, leveraging the power of token-based coordination. By providing community as a service to these startups and matching them with the big brands and legacy players, Tectris will facilitate a smoother and faster journey towards recognition, liberating energy and time for them to focus on product development. Vision for travel transformation, which are by embracing the convergence of Web3, decentralization, AI, and community-driven governance, Tectris aims to catalyze the travel industry's transformation, fostering a thriving ecosystem of innovative startups and resilient open protocols that redefine the travel experience. Tectris investment strategy. Our investment strategy is twofold. One, invest in open protocols and resilient foundations, the bedrock of successful Web3 businesses. Despite inherent tensions experienced, especially in DeFi, now worth $100 billion, has shown that open source initiatives can yield significant returns. 2. Non-protocols. Invest in non-protocol for-profit startups that create Web3 applications solving real-world travel pain points. These startups illustrate Web3's untapped potential, encouraging traditional travel sector players to adopt new paradigms. Supporting AI-driven innovation. Recognizing the significant role of AI in driving competitive advantage, Tectris prioritizes investments in founders who effectively leverage AI. Our evaluation criteria include the team's track record, technical skills, marketing, sales, fundraising expertise, and AI proficiency. Moreover, Tectris is exploring the potential of AI founders, individuals who can leverage AI to bring a product market fit before expanding their team. This approach promises rapid progressing, achieving product market fit, with AI seamlessly integrated into business operations as the company grows. AI-driven operational efficiency at Tectris. Tectris integrates AI into its operations from the start. We are experimenting with a pre-selection method where large language models and LLMs analyze submissions and help founders improve them prior to human review, aiming for a more efficient process akin to a VC on autopilot. Future endeavors. 1. Engagement with regulators. Tectris plans to engage proactively with regulators to help mold a favorable regulatory environment. By proactively collaborating with regulatory bodies, we can contribute to the creation of a framework that enables innovation while ensuring compliance and consumer protection. Crypto-based governance. Tectris aims to incorporate elements of crypto-based governance, decision-making, cooperation, and coordination with a larger community into the venture network. Through this balanced approach of supporting foundational open protocols and compelling use cases, Tectris aims to play a pivotal role in the travel industry's seamless transition to Web3, unlocking new opportunities and driving innovation in this rapidly evolving digital landscape. Now let's talk about the global call. These are the phases. June, July, Global Call and Selection. July, October, Accelerator Program Remote. September, semifinals Web3 in Travel Conference, Umbria, Italy. November, finals for 3 startups, Demo Day in Vienna. The date is to be defined. AI evaluation. The submission will be initially evaluated by an AI. The better the input, the better the output, the more likely they will make it to the next review stages in the Accelerator program. The submission will be judged compatible or non-compatible to the call investment thesis. Only if compatible, a human will review the submission. The startups will receive immediately feedback which may decide to use to improve the application. The submission workflow. Tectris is a Discord-based accelerator. Here's the workflow. 1. Submit the idea. Fill in the Google form and tell us about yourself and your idea or startup to automatic AI analysis. Before we look at your submission, an LLM-based system will perform 2 actions. 1. Define its compatibility. For example, if your idea is not about Web3 and travel, we are not the right accelerator for you. Or maybe the submission is just too poorly written. 2. Give you some feedback. If you find it useful, you can submit again and improve your chances. We do this to filter out the low-effort submissions and increase the quality of the ones we receive. You'll get the compatibility analysis and feedback in less than 10 minutes. 3. Open a dedicated Discord channel with you. If the AI step above may feel a bit impersonal, this is where you get our full attention and can interact with us. Normally, you have to wait for weeks before you get any kind of response from VCs, right? We will open a personalized and private channel with you within 48 hours. One of us will become your referent and you can write anytime. 4. Human analysis. And now is the time for us to get to work on your submission. Your referent will analyze the submission and the pitch deck or white paper if you sent one. She will discuss it with you, and other Tectris members will join if their expertise is needed. 5. Decision time. Upon your submission, we create a second private channel, which you can't see, where we discuss your submission internally. The final decision happens internally with several Tectris members evaluating various aspects on a weighted system. 6. Semifinals, finals, investments. We will select 10 semi-finalists. If you are amongst them, we will pay your traveling expenses to come to the Web3 in Travel Conference held in Umbria, Italy, the 3rd and the 4th of September 2024. The 3 winners of the semi-finals will participate to the finals to be held before the end of the year Vienna at a date to be defined. Investments in the 3 finalists will follow. Okay, that's it. We have already started receiving submissions and are going through the process, which I am really liking. If you have an idea for something in Web3 and travel, I encourage you to submit. If you don't have one, it may be a good time to think about it and create a white paper around it. Things are changing fast. And personally, I think that the advent of AI has opened a whole new space for Web3 travel ideas. Chances that the next big thing is being conceived right now are really high. I hope the launch of a dedicated Web3 travel accelerator will inspire some people to think about new Web3 solution for travel and join the journey. And we're done. Thank you for listening to this episode. For more insights, follow me on Twitter at Tripluca, TRIPLUCA. If you enjoy my podcast and want to support it, head on to podcast.web3intravel.com, 3 is a digit, and mint an NFT. If you want to sponsor it, you can do it at the same page. I will mention you in the podcast, and your name will appear on all donation NFTs for a while. Thank you, and ciao.